So welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing our 2023-2024 top 5 combi boiler update. Now when we do these videos, this isn't just my opinion, we take lots of feedback from various different sources to bring you these reviews. So for these top 5 that we've got in this video today, we've got client information. This is available on our website, so if you go to heatable.co.uk, get a quote for one of our boilers, you can read real-time client reviews of these products. And what's important about these reviews is we don't send them on day one, they get sent about 3 months down the line. So once the client's had the product, they've been using it and had some experience with it, we then ask them to do a review so other people can see the information and see what they think of that product. We also take feedback from our network. So at Heatable, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trained installers who fit these products every day. And we take feedback from them about how they find them to install them, how they find the general quality of them, and do they have many issues with the products themselves. And finally, we take feedback from our internal team here. So when you buy a boiler from Heatable, we'll give you 12 months aftercare, but we'll also support you for the journey of that boiler's life. We get lots of calls in about how to use the product, and we can also monitor stuff like engineer callbacks, warranty claims, or consistent themes of any failures that we experience. All that information has gone into this review today, and we're going to cover off our top 5 combi boilers. Okay, so let's start this review. Now we're going to go from 5 and work our way up all the way to number 1, but we do encourage you to watch the whole video because there might be a product during this that stands out for you. It may have some features and benefits that you're looking for in your new boiler. But let's start with number 5, and in number 5 we've got the Worcester Bosch 2000 combi boiler. Now this is Worcester's original entry-level product, but it has since been sort of pushed up the ranks, if you like, because Worcester have introduced the 1000. So now this is the second line product in their range, and it's a combi boiler that's available in 2 power outputs. So you can get it in a 25 kilowatt, and you can also get it in a 30 kilowatt. Now the product was brought from Europe to the UK for the UK market as a bit of a price fighter, but it's actually turned out to be a really reliable boiler, and certainly has gone down very well with our engineer community because they're very easy to install. It's not an overly complicated boiler, the design is pretty basic, but they are very reliable. Now in both our power outputs, the 25 and the 30, the heating output is the same, so it's 20 kilowatts. That's enough to power up to sort of like 12 or 13 radiators. So this boiler really is designed for the smaller or average sort of homes in the UK. The difference between the 25 and the 30 is the hot water output. So on the 25, you're going to get about 10 litres of hot water per minute. On the 30, that increases to about 12.3 litres. From a warranty perspective, Worcester will give you a 7-year guarantee with this product. Now what's important about this as a guarantee is Worcester don't call it a warranty, they call it a guarantee, and that's because they guarantee to repair the product irrespective of the circumstances. And obviously with Worcester, not only are you getting some really good technology, but you're also going to get access to their 5-star aftercare, and that does mean a lot when you're buying your boiler. If it broke, you want them to be there as fast as possible and to get it repaired. They don't use third-party repair agents. And finally, the efficiency rating of this product sits an A, and it's 93%, which is pretty standard for most new gas combi boilers. On some of the live consumer reviews, some of the negative feedback we've had is that the boiler hasn't been the quickest to produce hot water for taps or showers. It always does it, but it may take 2 or 3 seconds longer, and that's just because the boiler slowly ramps up to remain super efficient. Now in at number 4, and sticking with the value theme, we've got the Alpha ecoTEC or the Alpha NX. Now both of these boilers are identical, they're just in different sort of cases. Depending where you are in the world, you'll either get an ecoTEC or you'll get an NX. Here now in the UK, the NX has superseded the ecoTEC. Now we've had these boilers on the site since we launched Heatable back in 2019, and the reason that we've stuck with them is they have been super reliable. They are very well constructed. We actually went out to the factory over in Italy, it's in northern Italy, and these products in mainland Europe retail for about twice the price they do in the UK, and it's an identical product. So you're not getting shortfalled on any of the quality here. It's a very high-end boiler. It features a stainless steel heat exchanger which is designed to last for probably longer than the actual boiler will, and it comes with some high quality components. So you've got a Grundfos pump. This is a very sort of premium, very sturdy pump that's part of the boiler, and you've also got a Resido gas valve which used to be called Honeywell. So they're not using cheap components here, they're using really premium parts to build and assemble these boilers. Now from a power perspective, you can get it in two models. You've got the 28 and you've got the 33. Now where these differ is the 28 has a lower central heating output, but it'll still power about 13 or 14 radiators, and it'll do around 11 litres of hot water a minute. Now with the 33, you're going to be able to power more radiators. It's got a higher output on the central heating side, and you're getting up to sort of 13 or 14 litres of hot water per minute, and that's for your domestic hot water, for your showers and your taps. So both models are very powerful. They'll pretty much suit any home in the UK. And finally, all Alpha boilers are compatible with something called OpenTherm, which means that if you have an OpenTherm compatible controller, Heatable supply one as standard, we can wire it into OpenTherm, and what that means is it has greater control of the actual boiler itself, so it makes it even more efficient. But the standard efficiency for this product is about 92%, so it's already a pretty efficient product. And finally, from a warranty perspective, standard on this boiler you get 7 years. Heatable, we get 10 years, but we do have promotions on where occasionally this boiler will have an 11-year warranty, so watch out for those on the site. And from a feedback perspective, engineers like them. They're a little bit more tricky to install because the order of the pipes is slightly different to a conventional layout, but they find them pretty easy to set up. And consumers, we don't really get any complaints. We've had a few negative bits of feedback. One was leaking and one broke down about 4 weeks after it was installed, but it was repaired under the warranty. From an aftercare perspective, this product performs about the lowest amount of recalls per number of boilers installed that we get is the Alpha ecoTEC, so it's definitely recommended by the internal team here at Heatable. Okay, so in at number 3, and we're going from a budget boiler now to a very high-end premium product. Now this is the Vaillant ecoTEC Plus. This is a brand new boiler that was released in the second half of 2023, but it did replace an already high-performing, very well-respected predecessor, which was the old ecoTEC Plus. Now from a power output on this product, you've got a pretty broad range. So what you've noticed with the first boilers that we started reviewing there, they had pretty limited power outputs. This boiler has been designed to be much broader and to suit more applications. So the entry-level product is a 26 kilowatt, and then we move up to a 32 kilowatt. You've then got a 36 and a 40 kilowatt. So a 40 kilowatt is a massive, very powerful boiler. They also do an alternative to the 40 kilowatt, which has got a hot water cylinder built in. This is very comparable to something like a Viessmann 111. Now, if you've got a very big property with multiple bathrooms and you don't have room for a cylinder, you want to look at the ecoTEC Plus 40. I think it's called a 938. Something just to take a look at if you have that in your property. Now, why is this boiler made it to number 3, and why do the engineers in our team respect it? Well, this boiler features something called Ion Detect, and this is a brand new technology, and it's all to do with how the boiler burns its combustion fuel. Out of the box, you can put natural gas into this product, you can put LPG, and it's also ready for a 20% mix of gas to hydrogen. But where this boiler differs is in its burner. So the burner has sensors built into it, and it actually measures the quality of the gas, but also the quality of the oxygen that's getting mixed to create that burn, and it's going to constantly constantly make adjustments to give you the cleanest and most efficient burn for your boiler. So it's a very, very advanced burner technology, but it is also featured on another brand, which is going to make it to our #1 slot. Now, other features of this product are also the fact that it has a stainless steel heat exchanger. So again, from a construction perspective, this is a very premium material for a boiler and will outlive the actual boiler itself. It heats up very fast and it doesn't suffer from scale. So if you're in areas where you get scale or very cloudy water, you're definitely going to want to consider a boiler with a stainless steel heat exchanger. From a warranty perspective, you're going to be covered for around 10 years from Vaillant, and that depends on who fits the boiler. So out the box, the boiler will come as standard with a 5 or a 7-year warranty, but if you have it installed by a Vaillant approved installer such as Heatable, then that'll increase to a 10-year parts and labour guarantee. Now, from a feedback perspective, obviously this is a very new boiler, so we haven't got much data coming through yet, but the old model was very well respected from engineers and also from our clients. Some of the early signs from feedback coming through after these 3-month reviews are that the boiler is very, very quiet, it's been very reliable, and it heats up the water rapidly, and that's important to a lot of clients. And we haven't had any warranty calls going back to any of these products. They're proving to be a very reliable option for a consumer. So in at #2, we've got another long-serving partner of the Heatable brand, and it's the Worcester Bosch 4000. Now, the 4000's been around for about 2 or 3 years, and it replaced the old 30i combi boiler. This boiler has been a very popular option for a lot of clients using Heatable, and the feedback we get is generally 5-star. They're super reliable, they heat up water very quickly, but they also operate at a very low noise. So they operate around 45 decibels. So if you've got your boiler in an airing cupboard, it's on the landing, it's in a bedroom, or it's in the loft, and it's going to be operating at night time during the winter, you might want to consider something like a Worcester Bosch 4000 because they're very quiet and it won't disturb you in your sleep. Now, it's available in 2 power outputs, so you've got 25 kilowatt and you've also got a 30 kilowatt. Now, importantly, on both of these models, the central heating output is identical, so it doesn't matter how many radiators you have on both boilers, it'll heat the same amount of radiators, and that's about 13 or 14 the average home in the UK. The difference between the 2 boilers is the hot water output. So when you turn your tap on, it's how much hot water can it deliver. With the 25 kilowatt model, you're going to get about 10 litres of hot water a minute, and with the 30 kilowatt model, you get about 12.3, so you do get some improved hot water performance. Now, this is a very efficient product, so it's coming in at 94%, and it's got a modulation ratio of 1:10. So what does modulation mean? Modulation is how much can that boiler turn down. So when the boiler is turned on and your central heating system is cold, the boiler has some sensors built into it. The water going around the system initially will be quite cold, so the boiler's working pretty hard. As that water starts to heat up, the boiler can automatically sense this and it starts to turn down, and this boiler can go from 1 to 10, so it can do 1/10 of itself of its maximum power output. That's a very efficient product. Now, when you have one of these Worcester Bosch boilers installed, if you have it installed by an approved Worcester Bosch partner as Heatable are, then you will get a 10-year parts and labour warranty, but to access this you must have the Worcester Bosch filter fitted. So just watch out for anyone installing this boiler who's not also supplying the Worcester Bosch filter, because you will get a shorter warranty life on that product, and you're going to want the most warranty life you can get with a Worcester because their aftercare is 5-star. It's pretty much the best on the market. They guarantee their boilers, they do not provide a warranty. Finally, there's one great feature about this product, and that's the quick tap function. So with the quick tap function, when you go to turn your hot water on, you can literally just turn your tap on for a second and then turn it off. The boiler will prime itself and heat some water, and what that means is when you turn the tap back on, you've not got to wait for cold water to come through and then hot water. The quick tap does a rapid boil using the internal combustion of the boiler. Okay, and finally we're here at #1. So you've watched all the other boilers, or perhaps you've just skipped to this part. But in #1 we have the Viessmann 050 combi boiler. Now, Heatable have been with Viessmann since their launch back in 2019, and we've got a lot of experience with these products. No one installs more Viessmanns in the UK per year than Heatable. Now, this model came out around 18 months ago. And originally it was launched in a 25 and a 30 kilowatt model. However, last year Viessmann also introduced the 35 kilowatt boiler. So you've got a really wide range in this offering for the boiler, which means it will pretty much suit any home in the UK. Now, Viessmann boilers are based in Germany. They're one of the biggest heating manufacturers in the world, turning over £3 billion a year, and they specialise in high-end, technically advanced heating solutions. All their boilers feature stainless steel heat exchangers, so like the Alpha and like the Vaillant. If you live in a hard water area, then you're definitely going to want to consider one of these Viessmann boilers, because it's not going to get affected by scale as the same as something like a Worcester Bosch 4000, which is an aluminium alloy heat exchanger. Now, Viessmann, like Vaillant, also have this latest burner technology. So in Germany, Viessmann and Vaillant are like the Twix advert. They're the two massive brands competing to be at the forefront of heating engineering, and they both have this technology. Viessmann's is called Matrix Lambert Pro. So basically what this does, much like the Vaillant, is going to read the gas, the quality of the gas. It's also going to read the density of the air, and it's going to give you the cleanest, most efficient burn for your boiler, and that maximizes the overall efficiency of the product. Now, the reason this boiler is in number 1 and not number 3 or 2 or 4, or it's not swapped with the Vaillant, is the fact that Viessmann offer this technology but at a lower price point. So that Vaillant boiler we mentioned over in number 3, that product retails installed around £2,500 to £3,500. These Viessmann start at around 2,200 and get up to about 2,800. So it's a lot more competitive in terms of its price point, but you're still accessing that high-end burner technology. Now, these boilers as well also come with Wi-Fi built in. Now, as standard, just something to watch out for, this Wi-Fi doesn't allow you to control the boiler, but it allows you to connect it to Viessmann servers and also monitor all of the consumption. If you want to control your boiler by Wi-Fi, you need an additional piece of hardware. But this Wi-Fi capability essentially will alert Viessmann if they spot a problem with the boiler. So if the boiler's having some sensor issues, or maybe it's giving out some odd readings, it will alert Viessmann and they will send an engineer before it breaks down. What it also does for you as a client, obviously as we move into this net zero position, everyone's much more energy conscious. It allows you to monitor your gas consumption, burner temperatures, how many hours the boiler's been running. And what that does is give you some information to make yourself more efficient and how you use your heating. They're fully open therm compatible, and you're going to get backed by a 10-year manufacturer warranty for parts and for labour. So it's very comprehensive, and you're going to get a really high-end product at a very affordable price point. And the final thing to consider, obviously, because it has this Lambert Pro technology, this boiler can burn natural gas, but it can also burn LPG, and it's also ready for a 20% hydrogen mix. Should the government start to include that in our gas supplies, there's no alterations required with this product. It will automatically sense it and just carry on as normal. So there are our top 5 combi boilers for 2023 and 2024. Now, we may update this later on in 2024 once we've gathered more of this information, but if you're interested to find out what clients think about some of the boilers in this video, then head over to heatable.co.uk, get a quote to have a new boiler installed, and you can read product reviews for every single product that we have on the website. Now, just before we go, there's also a 6th consideration, and it's a combi boiler, but it's also paired with something else. So if you're looking to take your combi boiler to the next level, but you don't want to move to a full heat pump, then consider a hybrid solution. So Heatable are premier partners of Alpha, and we were the first in the UK to install their hybrid ecoTEC solution offering. And what this is a combi boiler. It's an Alpha ecoTEC, what was in number 4, but it's also paired with a small 4 kilowatt air source heat pump. Now these work together to give you an overall efficiency of about up to 160% depending on the flow temperature. And essentially how the system works is the air source heat pump does the majority of the heating for the property, and the gas boiler will step in to do the heavy lifting and the hot water. So if the outside temperature plummets and the heat pump's efficiency is going to go through the floor, the gas boiler turns on to support it. And what the net result of this is, you get around a 60% saving on the space heating element of your gas bill. So that's quite considerable, given that it's still using a fossil fuel or a combustion-based boiler, but it's paired with this next level technology. So if you have a property that isn't suitable for a full air source heat pump, then head over to Heatable and we'll give you a quote for a hybrid.